Incubus respecting the little boy.
Damn, look at that. Look at that, Trent. You see, that's respect right there.
Best of one. Stay away from it.
Best of one.
Oh, yeah.
We are not getting Necro booked down by the Chobolito Dazzle. I'm in.
I gotta say though, I feel like Void Spirit is gonna be a heavily contested hero because we've seen PP do the same thing Mini did, which is picking Void Spirit into Puck or knowing Puck is open. So with these two mid players loving that hero so much, I wonder how they're gonna draft around this.
Okay, but what do they do about the Earth Spirit?
It is
As
not
he's
banned
coming
to your
through?
delight.
They've been playing a lot of that lately. Come on, let him through.
I mean, there's
Yeah,
still a lot of
they-
scary heroes. Viper,
Oh,
Bat,
that's
Puck.
actually a good show. Because remember, wasn't it Infinity who were doing that Viper thing too?
I think they did a little bit of it, but Panda was the one doing
Panda
most.
was the big one, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they were first phasing it as well. Like when they played 0900, they first phased the Viper too.
And they might have done it against Hokori in one of those games also.
All right.
Tusk Clockwork.
Clock again, huh? They're liking this clock recently.
I would say it was pretty good last game. Very minimal impact in the laning stage, though. Like, Benny basically just had to do his own thing, and then he, like, TP'd mid for bottle, but you can't roam mid as Clock, really.
I mean, in a situation like this, is Clockwork better than Earth Spirit or some of the other potential 4s you could grab? I know Clock could also
I think
be
he
the
could be
5.
a 5.
He's gonna be a
I think
5.
he's just open, probably. Like, Air Spirit is a clear 4, right? So you do have that. It doesn't stop you from picking Air Spirit at the end. And they get
Clock just seems
really
like such a
this.
good counter pick hero to me, right? He has matchups that we know Clock dumpsters. He has matchups where he doesn't really do very much at all. I like Clock when he has a good matchup. I don't like the kind of blind Clock nearly as much. I digress, though. Troll is nice, so maybe that makes up for it.
This is my favorite lane with Clockwork. Clock Troll. You get away with anything. It makes
Doubles
the hero
low.
good.
Definitely
I guess not
helps.
slow, but like you have chase with the axes into battery assault. It's actually quite deadly. It's one of the few scary lanes as Clock 5 if they decide to play Clock as a 5.
This was 3 Lesh last time, right? Versus Gorilla's Pride.
And I think it's good versus Clock Troll because you're not gonna be in range for the axes most of the time. They're probably gonna. I think it's very hard to find another offlaner that will lane against that lane. Maybe Mars, but it's banned, so yeah.
Good old Leshrac. And there's the Grimstroke ban. Big time respect against Infinity. Glad I brought that one up. Called it.
Got him.
And the Razor ban, amazing against Troll Warlord, right? One of the classic hard counters to Troll.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see Infinity pick Pugna. Also very good against Troll.
That's a little intense with both Lesh, though.
What do you mean?
Lesh and Pugna on your team?
Yeah, push some towers, son. What are you talking about? The
I don't know, pretty
synergy's uncanny.
one-dimensional.
Yeah, it's best of one. Let's go. Knock them down.
Wait a second. I've seen these heroes before.
All right, they get
Clock Marana again.
Undying
Wait a
to
tick.
open. Yeah, they're loving this Clock Marana duo. I mean, it's okay. We actually have some setup for the arrow. Marana,
It's like a weird kind of synergy because they're good at like this ganking in the mid game. Even though they don't work necessarily that well together, they both fill a very similar role. But like the map control you get from these two heroes is very interesting between like the Moonlight Shadow and the flares. Like you should never miss out on Roche, right? Because of this.
Yeah.
I love this Willow pick. So good this game already.
And this
Great
is
against
Yogi,
Clock.
right?
Should be.
Yeah, versus Clock, versus Troll.
Pamplona, Tusk, Yogi, Willow.
I'm actually thinking if you want to play Willow as a 4 here. Because... No, I guess Tusk is better because you can you don't really care about cogs that much with the snowball. But
We're assuming that it's a 3 Lesh for the most part. Obviously, it can flex.
yeah, it can.
I think that's likely your little boy hero, and they'll pick something different for PP in the mid.
I mean, what stops Incubus from just getting their Void Spirit right now? I don't think there's a lot I guess they could Monkey King on Infinity. If they go
The only
with-
downside is then you're not saving it for... Then you get like 10th pick for your 3. Whereas you could just take the Mars again. Oh, sorry, Mars is banned. Okay, you could just
Yeah.
take the something else again.
Tide, maybe? I guess they have so much magic damage already. I'm not sure if you want a Tide here.
They could Sand King.
Yeah, I like Sand King.
I like
They
Sand
could. They could Pugna.
It's very good for Slash.
Yeah. They could Death Prophet.
Not so synergistic with the troll, though.
I think they're
Yeah,
going to Sand King.
Dire team pick.
Whoa. Some Invoker action.
Well, that's just a free Void Spirit pick for Infinity.
So Incubus do have 10th pick, which makes me wonder a little bit. I mean, it's got
What the hell do you want for your 10th pick that this was worth it?
Yeah,
10
Wow.
seconds remaining.
Are they like flexing this Invoker to 3 or something and they're going to like alch them or something
I
weird?
think
that-
Are they
that
going to
was my
Medusa?
very
first
unlikely. That's very unlikely.
Well, I mean, I agree, but
you
so
have
is picking
last
Invoker in this
pick.
position, isn't it?
why?
I guess it's the Duza block. Gareth talked about the Duza block.
Dire
Might be
team
it.
back.
Well,
Deuce
Deuce
is already
banned in
banned.
the second
What
phase,
are you
though.
talking about?
Oh.
What is happening, dude?
All right, they go Kunkka. I like this. I actually really like that PP didn't go for the Void Spirit because it's okay versus Invoker, but Kunkka is way better versus Invoker, and the boat is
And it's great
delicious
versus
versus
Mirana,
Troll.
great versus Clock. Yeah, this is, I agree. Great
Did
setup.
you see that
really good
frame one?
tempo.
Frame 1 Sand King ban. You see how instant that was? Like, oh, thank God. They picked Invoker.
10 seconds remaining.
Do you take Enigma out if you're Infinity here?
5 seconds remaining.
I don't think they played a lot of Enigma on Jupiter, but
Dire team ban.
it looks pretty good actually. They don't have any BKB piercing besides Tusk.
I could be okay with Enigma. Maybe a bigger question. What do Infinity want for their position 1? Jug is a great ban. What are they eyeing up here?
There's PL with like the clockwork. There's Weaver.
5 seconds remaining.
I really like
There's
the
still
L. I think
TB.
it's probably
Radiant
the best
team
one.
ban.
I mean, there's still a PA against that clockwork to jump out. There's still a Wraith King, which Arms has gone back to a number of times in this event.
What about the Benny Gyrocopter? I'm sorry.
What the fuck are you talking about? The
I'm sorry,
Benny
guys.
Gyro. I'm pretty sure Benny's playing
10
troll. I'll bet you
seconds
all of
remaining.
my stuff.
No, I'm talking about Gyrocopter for Infinity. Sorry.
5 seconds
Um,
remaining. Dire
We'll sort them
okay.
out soon enough.
Yeah. Oh, Weaver. That's another good ban. Yeah, we've kind of forgotten about the gyro, but that's an interesting call. It would be some pretty nasty team fight. A lot of magic damage, but that could be okay.
You cannot miss with the Psy Gunner, so probably one of the few heroes
10
where Satanic
seconds
still
remaining.
like a viable option.
This is Ricky.
Buys
5
BKB.
seconds remaining.
Ricky, Ursa.
We've not seen much Ricky since
I don't
the
like
nerf.
Ursa here against Invoker. You get Kaida so hard. Invoker Clock.
Well, whatever it is, I just wanted to join on the earlier end because I think this is the best one that you can like run down with your lineup.
I think they're going to
True.
pick Wraith King. I think they're going to keep it simple, stupid.
I mean, it's kind of ugly to Invoker sometimes, though.
Intro.
Yeah, I
And
know.
Mirana gets mana break talent, maybe. It's just-
I'm aware. I still think they're going to pick it.
Does she even have that still? I don't even think anyone takes that. There's so many talents that I never remember if they even exist anymore once they stop gaming. It's level 20. Okay, yeah, I guess we're not
Is it
gonna
a
worry about that
PA
one.
game? We kind of passed by PA, but when I see Clockwork, she comes to mind.
I think it's okay. It's an okay PA game, honestly. It's not amazing, but it's definitely not bad.
Okay, if they pick Nature's Prophet, they win.
On Incubus?
Yeah. No,
I feel like it's very... Wait, why?
Run it down, Bowie. Run it down.
Isn't that one-dimensional? What are you talking about?
Best of one,
but I
Dota,
like where it's at
baby! Yeah, now Trent's in. He's like, I don't want to start with the plan to run it down, but if the other draft looks pretty ass at stopping it, let's run, baby.
Lycan.
Radiant
That's a
team
run it down.
Oh, and Zyori,
Zyori is the
Shocking.
king.
the head.
The king of the ninth pick.
Look at that. I am in Arms' head right now. Best of one Dota, you got to go Comfort. And it does synergize a little bit with that run it down strat. You got skeletons. Wraith King can play kind of fast. We'll see what build he goes for.
10 seconds remaining.
So
5
off laner for
seconds
Incubus.
remaining.
Where's your friend the OD? Is that hero ever coming back?
All right, if there's one argument for the Wraith
Oh.
King here, I think is, that Enigma was looking really good, but now that you have a Wraith King, it looks slightly less good. So
Did they play
maybe
Void 3, I wonder? Jupiter? I'm trying to remember if we saw Jupiter play that 3.
I don't. I think they're just gonna go NP, dude. He plays a lot of NP.
Really wish they could just grab the Beastmaster. God, that would have been so good here.
I think Underlord's kind of okay too, actually.
Pretty nice with the troll. Give him some good setup.
They do have the axe though. It's pretty sad when you dark creep everyone and you're like, no.
I just like the auras.
It's the Underlord.
I think that is really good, actually.
I mean, there were a lot of offlaners banned, so he definitely stood apart in terms of meta offlaners still available. PP
right.
Kunkka versus the Mini Invoker. This is going to be good.
This is a weird draft on both sides, but I think it's you have this troll invoker. I like Incubus draft a little bit more. I think this invoker will force arms into an early BKB, and Radiance BKB is not that scary in Wraith King, especially after all the nerfs.
All I
think
know
I'm gonna
is
go
that
Incubus.
Yeah, Mini took Invoker with 2 picks left and said, "Hold that, take this L. I'm going back for more tiebreakers." So yeah, I think Incubus got this one.
Yeah, the fourth pick Invoker, Trent, that's got you. It just screams so much confidence that you
Dude,
can't go
Mini's
against
swag.
it.
All right, this guy is good. All right, Benny's really good. I think that they're just going to carry this game. I think they're mad. I think they should have won last game, and I think they're going to walk all over this one.
So I was thinking the same thing, but opposite interpretation. I think they're mad, and hence they're going to come into this game a little tilted. They're still feeling some of the heat from that last match, whereas Infinity, they're coming off a win. They're fresh. They're ready to just play their game. But you're saying that they're going to channel that anger. It's going to flow through them. They're going to do this Darth Maul style.
Yeah, Mini's going to tornado this Leshrac 7 times, and he's going to be 0, 6, and 3 by 16 minutes. So there.
Okay. All right. Well, a lot of pressure on arms here. The Wraith King pick, it took him a lot of time to decide on the carry choice. I want to hear from our commentators. Now, Gary, you've got a history of ride or die with the King, a best of one to finish this tiebreaker off potentially. Thoughts here. Are we going to ride or die?
Yeah, I took a little bit of time off from riding or dying with the Wraith King, but I think I've got to come back. Vacation time's over. It's ride or die back again. And Theban, this one, it's going to be a real spicy one. 2 up-and-comers, 2 real stars of the South American Div 2. The Mini PP lane. You excited?
Mini PP. Yeah, I'm very excited. Let's see who's going to be coming out ahead. I mean, there's something about this patch, or maybe it's just South American DPC, where I feel like the mid laner makes the entire game, right? It's like whoever wins mid and controls the game essentially never lets go, and the other mid laner can't really come back into the game again. So we'll see how this goes. Kunkka versus Invoker matchup. I think it's quite nice for Kunkka. He can pretty much last it freely in this lane. The problem is, mid-late game, you got this Troll Warlord Invoker combo with the Alacrity, and it's a very similar situation, man. Oh, big PP, there it is.
They're already chatting with each other. Can we look at this all chat? Mini drops the PP. PP just gives him a little smile.
They can't see right now what's in the chat. Yeah, but we can.
Some friendly,
pretty funny.
Friendly messages between the two of them. It's definitely going to be a bloodbath, though.
Yeah. Then can you? What's Leshrac's name?
What do you mean, little boy?
What's Kunkka's name?
PP.
Now put it together.
Little boy PP. Did you enjoy that?
Gary. Well, what's wrong with you?
I'm going to get blacklisted from the DPC for saying.
What's wrong with you?
I went through the whole DPC from not saying one of the players' names the entire time, so I think I'll get away with anything at this point.
Gary, you're not supposed to say those things on broadcast. Come on now.
Keep it to myself. 3 bounty runes for Infinity. Sneaking out an additional one. Start for them. And Wraith King Dark Willow top. Have you been a fan of this Sexy Yogi Dark Willow POS 5?
It's been a hit or miss. That's pretty much what we can say about Sexy Yogi's Dark Willow. Sometimes it works out. Most of the times it just doesn't. It kind of just dies. But once he gets levels, like he's just as strong as a position 4 Dark Willow.
He does a great job, and I guess paired up with the Wraith King, you're gonna have a ton of stuns here.
Oh man, this is bringing me back memories of TI 8. Yeah, that was a very popular combo. Dark Willow Wraith King. Stun into Bramble Maze.
We had a ton of them do it, like Dark Willow Centaur, Dark Willow Wraith King. There's Dark Willow with a stun. It felt pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Mirana just going to be slicing out some of these range creeps with arrows. And go again on the Underlord. Pops out his Firestorm. Pretty substantial damage though from Sexy Yogi without really dropping too low on arms.
No arrow up on Ma there to try and go for a kill, but it's going to be very hard for the Underlord to try and... Sorry, the Wraith King to try and man up into the Underlord's Firestorm. So you prefer the King here, eh, Gary?
I have to. I don't have a choice.
Alright,
It's ride or die.
Ride or die. I mean, I'm gonna have to dish the King here. I think Incubus, they got the better draft in this game.
Troll Warlord's the
I
new
think
royalty.
Yeah, I think Troll Warlord plus some kind of a buffer just so hard to beat late game. Especially with Alacrity. And you're also gonna have Underlord, like buying Pipe and Solar Crest maybe.
Underlord.
Arrow.
He's dropped very low.
Right, man up.
Sexy Yogi there helps out arms to get the first blood. Puts a bit more damage onto the Mirana too with the Shadow Realm.
Oh boy, the King got first blood. Uh-oh.
Ride or die. He's going for a bit of a kind of different build though. The Bracer's coming, Theban.
No! That Bracer just makes it so the first blood actually means nothing for the King. Okay. Your first blood gold pretty much is going towards his Bracer now. And I don't think Bracer is a very good item on Wraith King. Should just be rushing his base boots.
Yeah, slows everything down.
The
Mid
classic
lane,
build.
X-Mark Torrent, PP just laying it onto Mini there. What's it like CS-wise? Dead even between the two, so no drastic surprises.
It was the Invoker was ahead earlier on, but now that Kunkka's got that level 2 Tidebringer, the lane does get a little bit harder. And then I really don't expect the Invoker to be able to deny any more creeps in this mid lane.
Yeah, and then looking into Benny's lane, 20 and 6. I'll go on to Nuage's Clockwork. He's inside the cogs with a tank team and the stun from Little Boy. Looks like enough damage to dispatch with the Little Tin Man. So now Benny under a little pressure. He's got 10 stick charges, but Tusk is going to leave that lane towards the 4-minute rune spawning up soon. Neither mid laner has a bottle. Like Invoker not going to go for one, obviously, but PP still waiting for this to come out. So probably just going to be a rune for support.
That's pretty much the one downside to Invoker. It's just that he doesn't really control runes. Doesn't buy bottle. Doesn't really benefit too much from it. Hasted Sexy Yogi. And we have a pause.
Yeah, we've got a stun on the Underlord too. He's full HP and he's got a Bracer himself. So I guess worst case scenario here, takes a ton of damage from the Bramble Maze and maybe gets stunned up again. No real kill threat on him right now. At least the way it looks.
Nah, too tanky. Just drops the Firestorm. Rating, if your man's up in there, is going to lose a lot of HP. Just going to be able to back off.
Do you like
It's so
skipping
nice
the aura on Underlord?
No. I don't know why he did it, to be honest. Maybe he got the pit for the stun with the Mirana arrow.
Maybe it's that combo with Mirana. Yeah, I was trying to figure it out myself.
No, it's really bad. Like, you need the damage, and then you also don't have the mana pool to be able to use the root. But he definitely got it for the Mirana setup arrow.
Just going to be spamming Firestorm over and over again into that lane. Oh, Dark Willow, even though
Has a
she
raindrop now.
hasted up here. Just going to have to sit behind the Wraith King for a sec. Pops the Mango, thinking about going round 2. Stun into Bramble Maze with a Cursed Crown. Force the leap from Ma.
Yeah, good leap actually, because that's the one leap that wouldn't get him stuck in another Bramble. Take too much damage. Very nice.
And now Bounty Rune spawning means down at bottom spot. Troll Warlord chasing back the Leshrac. Pamplona stuck in those cogs, throws an ice shards of his own. Split Earth comes onto the Troll, but Nuage is still on the tail of Pamplona here with a battery assault. Needs one more hit now, and it doesn't look like he's going to get it. No point for the rocket flare to send it forward either.
Sag, he would have loved to have got that kill on the Tusk there. Clockwork early kills, so nice. I think Clock is actually one of the heroes where if you steal the kill, it's not that bad. Because you want this guy to get that Tranquil Boots early on, and he just has so much more impact. And this game is going to be countering up the Leshrac quite well, so...
Kind of like Tiny in that regard, right? Like, you want his early Tranquils and Blink Dagger. You don't mind giving him a little burst of gold. Oh,
Exactly.
Good little D-ward from the Clock too, but it does potentially give away the positioning of his own Observer. Invoker going to try just burn through PP's mana. As we've got the all heroes converging in towards the 6-minute rune spawn. X-Mark, Kunkka, chucks the boat onto the Invoker, brambled up, and he's going to get X-Marked into a secondary bramble, while Mirana's TP'd in here to try and save them up. But Clockwork, even with a double damage rune, can't stand his ground and fight. Traps inside the cogs, the Pamplona Tusk. It looks like he is fine, and another little D-ward coming out. The battle around the mid lane.
At least they're able to remove the catapult from the mid lane. That's probably the best thing for Incubus here. They lose the Invoker right away to that boat. But not much tower damage going to be done middle. And a Clockwork is getting a lot of XP right now, while the Invoker has been dead.
Yeah, level 4.5.
So a good kill, but not the worst case scenario for Incubus here.
They do lose 2 Observer Wards though, like 250 gold going into the hands of the Dire team. Like the one on the kind of left of that mid lane and the one that was up on the high ground near the triangle both get removed.
They got some nice vision too in the Radiant jungle. If the troll ever decides to go there, Kunkka can walk Torrent boat off of a troll hitting the creep camps. PP's level 7 now.
It's starting to become a bit more rough. Like when these supports rotate out the lanes though, Theban. Underlord, he can kind of sit there, he's fine 1v1 with the Wraith King. Leshrac, not so fine, is he?
No, he's not. The Leshrac is there's always a threat of the Invoker TPing in Tornado him, but right now the Troll's the one who's under a lot of pressure. No mana on little boy. They can't kill him. He has
He's
no
got
mana.
21 charges and Mini, sniping out the sexy Yogi Dark Willow and the Courier. Easy money.
You know what, Gary? It's about time our boy Mini here starts moving around.
Yeah, he's got some earned charges. Let's go find some kills.
Got some stacks going here too.
I could look up towards that top lane. Wraith King is still holding that 1 point if he needs the reincarnation. Oh, Kunkka finds the haste at the top rune spot. Chucks the combo onto Mini. They've got the reveal with the dust. And that tag team from the Tusk securing a kill on the mid laner. And now they rotate up towards top as reincarnations pop. Wraith King going to come back alive. Cogs there, but he's stuck inside with the Wraith
Cog is
King.
the one who's dead.
Nuage is a cage of his own design.
What, PP? What are you doing?
Radiant's
Stole my kill.
has been killed.
It's a game of the mid laners, man. That's what it's all about. PP, that's a kill that he wanted to claim himself. The arrow might buy enough time here for the Underlord to... Oh, he's not even going to try. Stands his ground and fights, throws the firestorm, forces them to fight inside it, pops his hood, but eventually dies. And they actually give it to the Tusk.
Yeah, Invoker's here, but it's kind of late, and that reincarnation, like going... Oh,
He
that actually
catches the
cancels
Tusk
TP.
somehow, yeah. Does have the raindrops, so didn't take too much damage. Arrow just about lands on him. A big chunky boy. Tagged by the arrow.
Radiant's middle
That looked like a
tower is under
magnetic
attack.
arrow.
Yep.
It like pulled into the Tusk. But yeah, I mean, that going on that Wraith King there under the tower, that was a pretty big mistake, right? Because they didn't have the gas to be able to kill him again. And then the reincarnation comes out, kills the Clockwork off, buys enough time for Infinity's other heroes to come top and get the Underlord killed too. Like, they're very happy with whatever just occurred. Benny, though, now going to TP out, realizing the Wraith King is bottom with the Leshrac wanting the tower. Wants nothing to do with that.
Is under attack.
Yeah, with so many heroes TPing top, the Dire knows they're all stuck up there. May as well make a move on the opposite side of the map.
Is under attack.
Get the
Max
most of the
out Edict.
situation.
For little boy, its towers melt now.
Yeah, and a bunch of skellies too. Going to work on it.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Still a bunch of heroes lurking around in the mid lane. Dark Willow, Tusk poking at the clockwork. Trying to force something here from Incubus, but it's going to be this EMP that gets dodged by the snowball. Tusk has no ice shards. Arrow there after the tornado, nicely placed as the cogs will trap him and the Dark Willow inside. Leshrac wants to fight now with the X-Boat. Invoker dragged into the waiting arms of the little boy Leshrac. The torrent and the magic damage comes through. Dark Rift there from the Underlord comes in 1,000 range from the top rune spot in towards mid, so he can try and bodyguard the tower.
This is the one tower you don't want falling early, or else the Troll's farming patterns will be compromised. Right now, he's pretty happy top. Actually, Wraith King went back top after pushing bottom. Like, he's defending. Like, he's just trying to maximize his farm because he notices like a double wave coming into the tower. So he goes up there, farms that up. He's gonna go through the top jungle. But this also means that Incubus know Wraith King can't leave. There's a word on Dire that spots out Mini's TP here, and that's gonna signal Wraith King to get the hell out of there.
Yeah, he is still playing under this Radiant Observer ward in that jungle, like you say, though. So even though Arms is going to have to kind of do that farming retreat, sweep down through towards the triangle again, they do know exactly where he is. Underlord getting wrapped around on a little bit here. Smoked up Willow. Jupiter hiding just behind that tree light. But the Kunkka can start it off without too much commitment. Then they realize there's no one to save him, so they go hard onto the Underlord.
Radiant structures.
Level 4 Edict. Forces the Glyph as well onto the tier 1. Everything coming up infinity.
So much magic damage early game from the Leshrac and the Kunkka combo. You just X mark, stun, 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 and then dead.
It's a lot of stuns.
Yeah, doesn't even need the hood. I mean, even with the hood, you can't even live through that.
And raindrops, right? Hood, raindrops, and magic stick, and he's still just dying to all those
nothing.
disables.
Dark Willow as well, some more stuns or roots. This mid tower looks pretty dead now. They're not going to be able to defend this. And I feel like Invoker has not been able to have much impact in this game. These rotations have been neutered.
Yeah, it's been a real rough one. And then you're looking at the item build. Spirit Vessel, pretty natural progression for the Invoker after the urn. But maybe consider that if your rotations aren't working, you're not going to be able to get these nice little smooth ganks going. You can't hunt the Wraith King as his relic is about 800 gold away. He's starting to lose out in that farming trade. Especially against like Kunkka and Lesh, they can farm really quickly, even as this kind of mid lane and off lane core duo. They can kill and they can farm, depending on how the game develops, whereas Invoker, this kind of build without, a Hand of Midas or something, is all about ganking and killing.
Yeah,
might get found.
They have not been able to get this Tornado EMP going and killing off the Wraith King
Sentry
in this
dropped.
game.
Dire are scanning.
He is ghost walked and
Yeah.
has the Moonlight Shadow. So Clockwork and Mirana, they
didn't get
wander
it.
up here. Under the sentry, they spot the Dark Willow, so hookshot arrow there. And Sexy Yogi going to be the casualty that the Dire team hand over to the Radiant. They're still going to hold this high ground spot, though. Well, the sentry doesn't catch the obs it catches, 2 sentries, but it doesn't catch the obs that's just behind it.
I didn't want to kill the sentries and expose the vision, but they already know. They're not even going to kill these sentries?
Dire's middle
Bruh.
tower is under attack.
It's like 150 gold value, right there.
They last so long.
Yeah.
Interesting. Don't want to give away their position. They're going to smoke now. The gank squad's coming. Troll Warlord. He is 200 away from the Battle Fury. Incredibly close.
Check out the line he just drew. And Troll
Perfect.
still decided to stay here. Troll, okay, thank you. I mean, if he died there and I'm Nuage, I am tilted as fuck. Thank you.
Makes the perfect call. Reads the map. Gets Benny out of danger.
This one time on Mouse Sports, I was playing with Come With Me. I told him, hey, they're coming for you right now. Get out. And I told him like 5 times. He's like, it's okay. Chill, bro. And then he literally dies 2 seconds later. And I think I've never been so angry, in my entire life. Like, we're in the middle of a tournament and then he just did that.
Did you drop the I told you so? Or was it just dead silence?
No. that it's just dead silence. I don't do the whole "I told you so," you know. It's just dead silence. They know they messed up.
You let the silence speak for itself.
Yep.
Let them hang in their own shame.
Radiant's bottom tower
Invoker
is
wants to
under
get out and cause a bit of chaos, it looks like. Smoked up with the clockwork. Nobody showing on the map bar the Mirana top right now. So I think the Dire team is going to group around this mid-tier 1. Maybe feeling that that push is coming.
shadows.
Gather up around the Kunkka. And this is a two-man maneuver. Clock and Invoker into the middle of, what, 3, 4 enemy heroes? Moonlight Shadow gives them that umbrella of safety, so they actually don't get spotted. That sentry that's off to the further left-hand side of the triangle under the Dark Willow. Not going to catch the clockwork.
Got a really good deep vision in there too, and these wards from Incubus have been holding them together. And there it is, Nuage, more information.
Yeah.
Nuage is actually so good. Like, he's their, you know, information center, right?
He's the recon
Constantly
man.
rocketing. Yeah, rocketing, getting vision, getting wards out. And
They're still
Benny
gonna catch the
still
troll,
gets
though.
caught.
Terrorize, punch, great
got an
tornado.
ulti.
Disengage, there's the battle trance onto Pamplona, but Benny, he's just
Done
chain stunned up.
forever.
They've got the Pit of Malice onto the Tusk and that jump in, catching Lash inside the cogs, but the turnaround damage from the Pulse Nova. Clockwork's got to bail away from this. Oh, he's got the backup of Minion Mar. Sunstrike lands onto the Wraith King. It's the Kunkka. He wants to try and get back in here. The Bedlam from Sexy and the chase from the Wraith King. Radiant's burning. That's the timing we're looking for. Arms is back in, but Mini secures another kill. A very, very spread, chaotic team fight. 2 supports die on the Dire. 1 support dies on the Radiant, and that's it.
Radiant's top tower.
That's a
is under
pretty big
attack.
win for Incubus though, because they actually opened the fight on the Troll Warlord, and then Troll managed to get a kill too. But the Wraith King Radiance, very fast timing. He is gonna be gigantic this game, that's for sure. What pushed the Troll Warlord at the end of it? Did you see that?
Not too sure.
Or-
It has like 3 fights happening at the same time. I didn't quite catch it, but
Oh,
PP,
the Force Staff Mirana.
he's gonna get caught. Troll Warlord's here, but he doesn't have Battle Trance anymore. Benny has the backup still of Jupiter and Mini, their Dark Grift to try and ditch away the hook shot, catching out that PP Kunkka, Nuages,
Huge
and they
kill.
stop the Dark Grift so they can stick around and fight.
Those are big kills. I mean, PP finally taking a fall. That was his first death of the game. He was so close to his BKB as well. They did not have the Wraith King to be able to fight there, so they just completely cancel out that Dark Rift and stick around. What's the Troll at now? Mithra Hammer going for the BKB. Once he gets that, he's going to be big too. So what we're going to see in this game is like they're going to try to kill the Wraith King one time, and then the Troll's going to pop BKB and then pop his Battle Trance and kill the Wraith King again.
Kind of keep the Wraith King stuck in like Ice Wall, EMP, and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, I mean, the first kill is going to be quite easy, right? Because Arms is not going to really fight it too much. But he should fight it, because if he dies one time, he's surely dead the second time around, especially without a BKB.
Yeah, it looks like he's lining up that halberd first. Like this much better than the Wraith King we saw the other day from Geo, where he went armlet halberd.
Oh, Jesus. Let's not talk about that ever again.
Oh, he's actually changed. He's going BKB on the Wraith
Yeah,
King.
he has to. He has to. If he doesn't go BKB first, the Troll is just going to own him, right? It's like, you go halberd, the Troll goes for the BKB. He's going to hit that BKB faster than you will get BKB now. Now you can't really counter his BKB any longer. So because he goes BKB, when he revives, he can click that and be able to man fight.
Or if you get like chain stunned under an EMP and you don't even get reincarnation off. That feels pretty bad
Radiant's
too.
bottom tower is under attack.
Here they come. New Archers again starting things off. Cogs arrow combo and Tusk. Dispatched
Solid
with
kill.
quite quickly, yeah.
Alright, who's going to be first to 10 kills, Gary?
Oh, it's 9-9.
Call it.
That's a good question.
Call it.
It's going to be Incubus.
Incubus first to 10?
Yeah, they're going to kill the Willow or something.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Cogs
attack.
arrow, dead Willow. They're going to get Roshan first,
Roshan
though.
now. Alacrity.
Oh, look at him go.
Alacrity is kicking in, boys.
There's absolutely no way that Infinity can even get there. Like, they're TPing to their tier 1 mid now. Roshan is already dead. PP realizing not really a place he wants to be, as they're going to catch the Willow inside the Pit of Malice. The arrow. They don't cogs arrow. I was close, though.
Yeah, you called who was gonna die. You know? That was nice, Gary. Nice. They do kill the Dark Willow. Perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Well, there you have it.
And now they got Aegis. So you got Aegis, you got Alacrity, you got Underlord with Pipe, which pretty much mitigates damage from all of Infinity's heroes, right? Even the Radiance, Kunkka Bow, Kunkka Torrent, Leshrac. Leshrac gets hard countered by Pipe here. Dark Willow, same thing. So, excellent item decision here from the Underlord, not going for the super greedy like Hood into another item, then waiting for the Pipe to buy later. They want to be strong now. It's go time now.
So important what you make of this first Aegis. The BKB, all these timings. And PP on the Kunkka doesn't have a BKB, but they catch the Leshrac here. He's got Hood and Yules. Little boy, can he get any spells off before he dies? The boat buff might save him, but the Benny Troll's on top of him. Chain stunning the Lesh. Down he goes. X marked the self. Yules Reinvoker stops the combo from the Kunkka as the Battle Trance now comes. Troll focusing the Wraith King. Still has Reincarnation ready to go, but there's no more follow through. They've lost 2 heroes. The team fight is dissipated from Team Infinity, and Wraith King's stuck here. Sharded up, Cogs push back, and the second life, it is gone. Snowball back from Pamplona, trying to get something out of this. Does take down the Nuage's Clockwork. A 4 for 2, all things considered.
Yeah, it looked a bit awkward because the Troll popped the BKB very early, but it didn't really matter because he does have that Aegis up, and Infinity, as soon as they lost the Dark Willow and the Leshrac, they don't have that much damage output left. You can see in this fight here, they jumped the Clockwork, perfect initiation from the Clock, the Cogs pushing the Wraith King back here. Troll pops the BKB, just make sure that he can't get disabled up, and then the 2 fights get split up. They go on to the Invoker, pretty much the only hero Infinity can kill. And there it is, the Battle Trance. Too much damage this early into the game.
Yeah, they're just going to keep on going. Foot down. Underlord, Dark Grifting, pretty much everybody to join up with a Troll bottom. Catapult wave for a tier 1 and probably a tier 2, honestly, if they keep on going at that rate. Clockwork's going to scout up on high ground.
Mowing through this map right now on Incubus. Oh, nice sunny day outside.
Go for a stroll.
Grass a little too tall. Oh, get the lawnmower out.
Another blade of grass to cut. Is that mid tier 1?
These towers just melt. Is he going for the Solar Crest on Invoker? No, not quite. He went for the Yules first. Interesting. I mean, the Yules will help him stay alive against the Kunkka X Mark and the Snowball. Then the Mirana also has a Force Staff for the X Mark and also the Ice Shard. So they got some really good itemization here on Incubus side.
Yeah, he's going Aghanim Shard on the Invoker as well. So he's going to have that vector targeted ice
Wait,
wall.
what? No, really? He wants to put that ice wall on top of the reincarnation?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, they've got BKBs on the Wraith King and Kunkka, but I guess as they do start to wear down.
I mean, 1,100 cast range is pretty insane, I suppose.
Another catch ability. PP gets the X Mark dragged back on this Aegis BKB Troll. Are they trying to force this fight? There's a Pit of Malice, there's a Firestorm. Benny down to about 500 health. Well, the rest of Incubus, though, rejoining as they do get up into this dire triangle. Another X-Torrent.
Invoker here.
1 minute left on Aegis. Still has a decent amount of time. And Infinity kind of scrambling to force something. Do they have reveal? Yeah, they've got some sentries here on the Willow. They need this so badly. Up against the Moonlight Shadow, the Ghost Walk. Dark Willow loses all of her mana. Another tornado flies through, clips the Tusk in the back as well. The arrow barely scraping by. The Sunstrike.
Oh, Sunstrike!
Goes the Willow.
Got him. Mini. Dude, he just died like what? 2 screens away. Like through that whole time, right? The Vessel, the Tornado, the Sunstrike.
But look at this ice wall's causing
man.
problems. Like, he throws it and you don't want a BKB. And they ice wall, the arrow, they potentially have a hook shot to get in there. It's another form of initiation with zero commitment.
That's the first time I'm seeing this too. I mean, I guess he can put the ice wall on the pit. That's probably the best usage out of it, right? Oh,
Troll
the
has no
Aegis is out
Aegis.
here, by the way.
The
Yeah.
boat gets his battle trance
BKB.
off. Doesn't BKB though. And they're gonna take down Benny. Nuages, X-Mode back, so he can't TP home, and that is sloppy.
Super sloppy. I mean, he literally just lost the Aegis.
Top tower is under
And that happens. Oh man, oh man. Like, they were playing so well for the past 5 minutes after that Roshan take. And now they just give a huge opening for Infinity to get out on the map, push these lanes out, get on top of maybe Incubus triangle area. Invoker is making the split push plays though.
Yeah, it felt like Troll made the call to go for that bot tier 2, and the rest of the team just weren't having it. Spreading out a little bit too wide.
I can't say I would have liked to play onto a tower anyway. It's much better to just control the top and mid area of the map, try to get Infinity to run in there and fight you, and if they don't, then you just keep controlling that for like the next 4 minutes, get the Roshan.
Oh, they catch out Mirana mid. Chain stuns for days. That's a big
Chain
streak
death.
as well for Arms. Like 500 gold. That's going to push him closer to the halberd now. He's already got
Meteor off the
racks
ice wall.
up. They're going to take down the Willow. Deafening Blast. 4
Yep.
spirits going to work. There it is, but Mini.
Yes.
Oh, dodging the boat with the Yules. You're right. The Ghost Walk under a sentry and the dust. They're going to catch him with the stuns. Mini down now as well. So he's trying to create space there after the Troll's death, but instead gives it up.
One after one. All these deaths on Incubus gonna delay their group up. But that's okay though, because Roshan is still not yet alive. So all these deaths, they don't really mean much apart from some gold going the way of Wraith King.
But they were all streaks, weren't they? I don't know about the Troll's death, but Mirana was on a mega kill.
Yeah.
Invoker was on a killing spree. So we're looking at just those 2 kills in their own right as 1,000 gold. Now Infinity. Net worth advantage. Jupiter being eyed up by the Wraith King. A little boy. He's going to get that split earth to land. Nuage is considering his options here. The arrow completely misses. He's got them both stuck in the cogs. Hook shots as well, but the torrent catches them as Arms still has the reincarnation, and the Troll, he's walked into them. Battle Trance BKB ready, but he doesn't cast
Jesus.
a single spell.
This is looking like game 1 that Incubus played earlier all over again, Gary. Just the Troll Warlord has 1 bad death, goes into another bad fight. Invoker's not yet alive.
Did he not
Taking
have
that
time?
engagement.
Like, they're just chain dying now. The Underlord, he's walked down the ramp close to the tier 2. Infinity. Well, that's what, 6, 7 kills in a row that have just been handed to them.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Yeah. It all started with that Troll dying bottom, and they never stopped the bleeding. Like, these are the scenarios where you need to be like, guys, stop dying, okay? Stop dying, just wait for us to all be alive, stay in the base, and then we can go out and play.
They're straight up onto the high ground. Arms. Probably going to lose reincarnation there. Little boy trying to
10
keep the
more
Diabolic
seconds.
Edict going. They're going to blink back. Troll Warlord, you're
Alright.
right, respawning in 10, so a bit of reset. Calm now from Infinity. As some frantic scribbling on the map from the Underlord. He's-
They're like, guys, go control top. There's Roshan. That's what he's saying. He's like, please, let's just go together. Let's not be alone. Let's not make any solo plays. We don't want to get eliminated here and stay in Division 2 for season number 2. Let's win this game. Get the tiebreakers going again.
Yeah, that's the point, right? It's 1 loss here from Incubus means they stay. Best of 1 tiebreakers, they can be brutal.
It's actually so huge for these guys, right? Because getting in Division 1 is guaranteed like $20,000 plus dollars. Versus Division 2 where, you know, it's not even close.
Yeah, we've seen from some of these teams, like especially some of these individual players, kind of deserve to be playing in that Div 1 as well. All smoked up. Infinity. Trying to clear out that mid-wave without showing. Nuage is yet again in position to break it. Sitting on top of the high ground. Man, Benny's got to really switch it on now.
Radiant's
He's about
bottom
4,000 net worth behind that Wraith King. He's got a decent amount of catching up to do towards the Abyssal Blade as they ping Roshan. Are they going to try and sneak this?
Radiant's
Oh, it's
bottom
risky.
tower has fallen.
They need to. They need to do this. They have to get this Roshan. And Infinity, I can't believe they're actually playing bottom side. This is such a big mistake on a like
Radiant's bottom tower is
in terms of macro movements. You know Roshan's coming alive. Why are you bottom?
has fallen to the Radiant.
Yeah, a bit of a blunder. Now Troll,
Huge.
a new lease of life. Aegis, cheese.
Yep. This is exactly what they needed to have a mental reset on this game after all that bleeding that just occurred. And Solar Crest is up on the Underlord, right? And yep, Solar Crest, Alacrity, Troll Warlord with the Aegis. It's time to go ham, boys.
Sure is.
Not yet. He still needs 20 more gold. Okay, then he'll have a Solar Crest.
We'll have it real soon. What about his tier 3 neutral items? What we got? Troll has the Elven Tunic, Psychic Headband on the Invoker, Tunic on the Wraith King.
Troll needs a MKB bad this game, I think. Instead of finishing the Abyssal Blade, I would rather see him just go for the MKB. He's playing up against 2 Halberds right now, and the Radiance, so it's a pretty big problem.
Yeah, Kunka's got his, and he's 1,000 gold away from that Aghanim Scepter. Torrent Storms are coming.
Torrent Storm.
And we've seen some pretty chaotic team fights already. Torrent Storms make it even more so.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Well, it's been a good couple of minutes here for Incubus. Top tier 2 going to be
Honestly,
claimed up by the Troll.
Once that Tidal Wave, Kunkka Shard. Haven't been able to see that yet.
It's pretty fun.
Like, fight's gonna break out, Gary.
Yeah. Terrorize. Who's it caught? Hook shot back onto the Willow. The Underlord is being focused with the Torrent and the boat, taking down the big tanky boy. Now you've got no buff ups. As
Very
Benny
early
is
ult
on
from
top
Troll.
of Arms, BKB and Battle Trance, you're right, both down. He's holding the Aegis sure as they buy back the Clockwork, but the X-Mark Torrent.
Disaster.
Arrow slides past, doesn't connect on anyway, and Benny, he's going to lose that first life while Arms just keeps on pummeling people down. Leshrac nearly dead, but split earth onto Mini means Pamplona can keep chasing the Invoker. Troll is surrounded. Mars trying to do whatever he can with Starstorms and arrows, but it's just going to be a bonus kill for them as the reincarnation hasn't even been expended yet. Benny down, Arms still alive. Infinity keep on running. Blink forward from the Wraith King, chasing the leaping Mirana, pops the wand so he doesn't die to the Starstorm, and burning through it with the Radiance. Catches with the Wraith Fire Blast, Lotus Orb bounces it back. Kunkka can't get there with the X-Mark, so they do escape. But they bought back on the Clockwork, they lost 3 core heroes, and the Dire team, no casualties. I found them right on the high ground anyway. Clockwork snowballed upon. It looks like it might be lights out for Incubus. Nuage is dead with no buyback for 70 seconds. And Arms is here on your barracks with a catapult wave behind him.
Radiant structures are fortified.
They popped the glyph for the racks here. Now they don't want to have the glyph for the bottom tower fight. It's gonna feel really bad. That fight looked so bad because the Troll Warlord popped his BKB and went onto the Leshrac with Battle Trance when the Leshrac has a Yules available and a BKB. So very poor decision on his end. He just needs to let the fight develop before he can do that.
And then they just
And then
X-Mark TP people back, right? They can just keep this going non-stop. Little boy's already returned to base once. He gave a couple of clarities across. 2 sets of barracks down. Incubus, even with their Troll alive, still have to wait for the Clockwork to respawn.
This looked good for Incubus with that Roshan take, but their positioning, the ability to break the smoke and sticking together, you know, helping one another just wasn't there from them.
It's been much smoother from Infinity. Yeah, okay, I say that, and literally the second after PP accidentally BKBs. Oops, it is.
Why'd you click his BKB, Gary?
Accident. It was an accident.
Accident. Troll has his Abysso now.
Accidentally spectating and hitting the buyback button. Forcing people to come back with 1 second to respawn.
Now, was that a thing before? Where you were able to, like...
I think
do
it
that?
was for like 2 hours or something. There was
Yeah.
like some really weird bug where spectators could like press buyback or some crazy shit like that.
That's crazy.
Man, there's been some weird, like, remember it's like stealing Roshan as Chen? that was
Oh, yeah.
the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Oh, we've had some fun bugs in Dota 2. Sorry, features in Dota 2.
And if you actually abuse it in a game, you would get, like, banned or low
Yeah.
priority or something
You're done for.
afterwards.
Get out of here. Well, it's nice to see Incubus moving out of their base, trying to, again, take control of that top part of the map. Infinity know exactly where they are, though. Dar
There's a
Observer
DD up now for the Wraith King's bottle.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Turns off his
Dire's
radiance.
top tower is under attack.
Smoke forward. Try and force this potentially last fight of Division 2. An 11k lead and the jump forward. Wraith King wants the Mirana. Glimmer Cape, the dust, get the reveal. Tornado back. Hold them in place with an arrow as
they got
well.
rid
And
of
the
the DD.
ice wall. Oh, they did, yeah.
Man, you know what, Gary? I hate this Ag Shard from Invoker. Like, it was a cool idea and all, but it just was not good, dude. It was just not good. Like, you know what I would have rather seen? Him get this BKB faster. Or
Hand
at
of
least, like,
Midas.
maybe. Or even going for an Aghanims so they have more damage.
Yeah.
Right? Like, this hook shot is going in from the Clockwork, and then the Underworld also has like a pit. You got some solid disables to get this Cataclysm off and just create a lot of chaos in the fights. I just feel like they're all in on the troll, just like game 1, and the mid player is just not doing that much damage.
And you see Benny trying to remedy that problem with Rapier queued.
He needs it. He needs it for this evasion. It's pretty much the only way they're going to win this game now. They're down 2 Raxes. There's 2 Halberds. You don't buy a Rapier and just burst through these heroes, you're done for.
Man, they're even buying a Solar Crest on Lesh. Is that actually going to be something they put on the Wraith King, or do you put that on the Troll?
Wraith King. You just give him the attack speed.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it really depends, right, who's right in front of you, but it's just there to get that extra damage going, especially for breaking buildings.
Even with Roshan down for another minute, doesn't feel too bad for Infinity. They've got an objective up here to take in the tier 2 tower.
Radiant's top tower
They need to be able to defend high ground.
And it's like the perfect lane for the Dire to be pushing as well, right? Like, they're pushing top lane. They can push in mid to keep the wave kind of cleared. It's near Roshan.
Radiant's
They've got a lot of back farm behind them in that jungle area as well, which is now being signaled out by the Tusk. Like, let's make the most of this map. They're not going to try and defend. They're not going to try and jump our Wraith King. Let him go high ground. Pretend we're all behind him. And keep the farm going. Saxy cracks the whip on arms. Glimmer Cape does lose a large chunk of his mana there. And this is a Wraith
That's
King
big.
without a wand, but he's got the shard now.
The problem is they don't really have a way to put poor mana back into the Wraith King, right? It's items not really good for that, so they should keep playing off this mana burn. Wraith King goes back to the base. What do you get? AC.
Grass, yeah. Yeah, I guess
AC now.
all they got is that arcane boots on the Lesh, and maybe the kind of bottle or the X mark back to get clarities and mangoes.
Troll needs more time, man. He needs 2,800 gold.
Give him that space. Mirana, just face tank everything, bodyguard him as best you can.
Telescope,
And Roshan.
flicker.
The third one has respawned. Refresher
Yikes.
shard in his pockets. The Radiant have no way of getting here. Scamped it with a Sunstrike, but that's about all you'll be able to do.
Okay, so Wraith King is gonna take this Aegis, right? So what does Incubus need to do? They need to ignore the Wraith King. They need to ignore him. They need to smoke up. They need to go from the back. They need to kill the supports first and isolate the Wraith King. They need the Rapier on the Troll as well in order for them to be able to come back in this game. So that means, for the meantime, you got to get this Underlord and Invoker just to hold this high ground as long as they can. Okay.
Trouble is, X mark there on Jupiter's going to drag him
It's
back
okay.
into the boat.
They're good,
Trapped
they're good.
behind the shards. Arms. Might be losing his first life here. Not committing on him though, just letting the Wraith King walk back through the ice wall. Trapped up again. The Sunstrike not going to land because of the pit though, unfortunately.
Oh, this is so
Oh,
nice.
we still dies to the tower hits. And Troll
Very
Warlord got the
nice.
free tier 2 bottom lane, so plenty of gold for Benny.
How much more does he need? He's getting close. 1,500. This Troll should not go back to the base until he finishes his Rapier. I mean, I think the problem with Infinity here is they're thinking too much about jumping and killing heroes, but all they really need to do is just hit the tower with the leveler.
Alright, let's finish off these buildings.
Yeah, and the
Get
more
the mega
time
creeps coming.
they're giving way too much time for the Troll to finish his Rapier right now. They have to force the fight before the rapier on the troll is finished.
1.6k is what he needs. Oh, it's so difficult though.
Just hit the tower, Wraith King. Just hit the tower.
Pop the edict, hit the tower. Hit a Malice comes, but tier 3 will eventually fall. They're trying to pop arms Wraith King here. Reincarnation. It's being utilized. He's going to stick around though with an Aegis of the Immortal. No worries whatsoever.
So much damage thanks to the Firestorm. It's just like permanently there, right? The Firestorm with the talents.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Yeah,
attack.
never ending. I'll
Troll?
take out that Dire
got
High
it?
Ground Vision.
No,
He's still about 1,000 gold away, 900 off. He's got 2 bounty runes to grab, a large camp. He's not getting bounties. Too scared to go and get the second one, I guess.
I mean, they've
But it
gone.
really is just, we need production to have like a countdown now. Just watch the Troll's net worth. 600 gold, 550 to go.
Yeah, he's getting out of here. He realizes there's nobody pushing in top. They're probably hunting him. Benny has decided to turn on his star sense now. Down 2 Raxes. This is very Eternal MB-esque.
Arcing upwards. Power levels are rising.
All according to Keikaku.
It would be nice if they gave him that mid lane to shove out and farm as well. Invoker's going to have to stop tornadoing it. And there it is. Money in the bank, ready to be spent by Benny. It is rapier time. It looks like you're going to be right. The one rapier, right? The question you asked earlier on. Oh wait, no, was that game? Was that the
game
first
one.
best one?
Yeah,
I'm
that was the
stupid.
first
Never
best
mind
one.
me. we saw no rapiers.
Now we got the rapier. But still, they gotta go on someone who is not the Wraith King.
How long does he
They
have
gotta
Aegis
smoke
for?
up.
A minute and a half? They are very well hidden under that smoke. Very patient positioning from Incubus, though, all back behind their tier 4s. Top lane is all they have to worry about. Defend that, and you're good. But Infinity have set themselves up. Mid and bottom lane with a massive wave down bottom, in fact, going to have to be cleared out. And Troll Wall is going to show that rapier to the world. How's the buyback standings looking like, actually? Everyone except Troll has buyback.
Yep.
How many
sounds
buybacks
about
in the
right.
next fight? 9? Everybody
No.
going to buy back next fight?
It depends where you are, right? In Incubus side, like, yeah, everyone's gonna buy back. Infinity side, maybe the Leshrac and the Kunkka. The supports buying back might be a little bit hard because they won't be able to get back into the team fights that quickly. Dude, this is gonna be a... Oh my god, that's a refresher shard. Aghanim's Kunkka.
Pretty nasty.
This is gonna be
Double
a
Halberd,
lot.
double BKB, double
Uh-huh.
Torrent Storm. It's bonkers.
I think he wants to get to level 25 so he can get the Ghost Ship fleet
Oh, that'd be cool.
refresher.
You
You know what's the
Ben-
best part about Refresher Shard? That it just doesn't cost mana. Right?
That's
Unlike
free, yeah.
Refresher. Yeah.
Benny's opting to hold onto this Flicker for now. There's an Illusionist Cape and a Leveler that he could be picking up. But I guess having that free Dispel, Disengage, movement speed, if you do get caught, you know you need something to bail you out. Flicker could be that item to do the job.
True.
And he's spamming it off cooldown. Every time I look at him, he's flickering around, bouncing across. Mini has maintained the bottom wave. Firestorm to try and deal with the creeps coming in top. Immediately killed off, so the push from Infinity halted before it even really started.
Yeah. Mini also split pushing bottom right here. Like, I want Mini to get an Ags, I think. He's probably thinking about Ags or Hex, right? Some more disables. I mean, Hex would be good too, but to have immediate like fighting potential, Agnes would be so nice because not only will it give you vision, but if somebody gets hookshotted or you get somebody in some route, they just need that little bit of extra damage. You know what I mean? They can't just
Yeah.
rely only on Benny to be able to do everything in the fights right now.
Just that little bit more. I mean, Dire team right now, they don't seem too afraid of anything. Are we waiting for next Roshan to really seal the deal for them?
Yeah, they are. They're waiting for next Roshan. They failed the high ground push like a couple of times, and now there's a Rapier, the Troll Warlord. The last thing you want to do is lose a fight right now and give Troll the Aegis and let them secure the win. This Rapier is not a joke.
They've also nearly got Abyssal Blade on the Wraith King. Still needs, what, 400 gold until he has the full Abyssal plus buyback.
That's going to be good.
And Kunkka at this point, he's going to hit level 25. I mean, maybe that's what they're waiting for. They don't care Roshan, they care Kunkka level 25. Ghost Ship Fleet plus Refresher Shard, and next Roshan going to have Ags and Refresher.
Oh, bounty.
From the Kunkka onto the Troll.
Oh, that's going to be massive.
Yep. He buys a Mystic Staff for now, and he keeps enough gold just in case he needs to buy back. So that's awkward. It's very awkward. Maybe he's thinking like, okay, I can buy back. If I have just a Mystic Staff, I can buy a Shiva's, go back into the fight. So keeping a little bit of, like having a little bit of options here. I'd rather he just buys the Hex, to be honest. He's got the Refresher. Just, disable, kill people, and play off of it.
Oh, a bit of action. Nuage is in his favourite spot, Dire Triangle. Well, not anymore anyway. Gets one ward down. Not really an opening there for Infinity to do anything with, but it gives the opportunity for Incubus now, knowing that there were 3 or 4 heroes down there, to break out of their shell a little bit. Troll.
On Benny. They're holding him.
Torrented. X-Boat. Force Staff down to the low ground as the Tusk gets caught up in the Pit of Malice. Throwing the meteor down to the creep wave to try and clear it out. They
Abyss.
jump on the Underlord though. Jupiter, even under the Moonlight Shadow, just being pounded.
It's got buyback on the Underlord. They're going to try to force the high ground here first. Force the buyback. Red Team doesn't really need to go for this creep wave. You can just go into the Raxes. You already got mid wave pushing in.
I guess he doesn't have BKB on off cooldown anymore. He did spend the BKB to kill the Underlord.
There's a Roshan. There's an Ags.
There it is.
Who's going to get Ag in him? It's going to be the Wraith King, right?
I think so.
I mean, nobody else needs that. I
Like
don't think
Tusk,
you get
sure
Lesha.
you can like kick the troll away.
Yeah. Nah, he's
Wraith
gonna
King Ags is so good with the ghosts, with the wraiths.
Exactly. Like even if the troll goes from the back and abyssals and kills someone, like the Wraith King Ags is gonna keep that hero alive long enough to cast all the important spells.
Like the fact that you can kind of edict as Lesh, run in, maybe die, and then your secondary edict can come out from the ghost itself. Nuage is caught up inside the brambles. Sexy Yogi having to contend with a Lotus Orb, but a Snowball gonna return it back towards Pamplona, drag him away from the base, and look for another freebie. Good tornado, but arms. Substantial damage from the old king. Buyback available on the Clockwork. And no creep wave coming. Means the Dire team in an awkward spot right now. They're gonna push out mid or something. They're just gonna walk up there. No cares about backdoor regen. Try and force the hand of Incubus. Maybe they'll pop that buyback on clock, but Nuage holds strong.
They want the trolls satanic. It's on the way from the courier. This is what they're waiting
That's
for.
going to be massive for them. But they're losing their buildings so quickly.
They do have
Range
glyph,
Rax
right?
is already down. They do.
They got it.
Lift up
They
this
got-
melee Rax.
They got
There's the Satanic. Wraith King. Reincarnation is ready, of course. He's got his BKB back up. The Troll, oh god, the Torrent landed, the Snowball, the Chain Stuns, they kick. X-Mark, drag back, boats. Benny's dead. Rapier down, no
GG.
buyback. GG is called, Infinity have done it. In the blink of an eye, one Torrent. That's all they needed. One Torrent to land on that Troll Warlord, and then the Chain Stuns just annihilate him.
That's too many stuns. Like I said, in that position, the only way you can really fight is you have to smoke up, you have to go from the back and catch the backline. You cannot be touching the Wraith King as a troll, even when you have Rapier especially, because that guy has got 3 lives and your BKB is going to run out before you can even get through his second life. So they didn't really have the idea of how to play, but I think Troll, he made a few too many mistakes. They had complete control of this game, especially with the first Aegis. Then he went bottom. When the Aegis ran out, he died. Then he died mid again while everybody started to bleed one by one. I think there's a lot of tilting that occurred for Incubus from game number 1 into game number 2.